Hey gang, Bronco Carl 92 here. So for this video I'm going to show you how I improved the transmission cooler lines on my 95 Dodge Ram with a Cummins turbo diesel. So the factory transmission cooler lines on Dodge trucks and a lot of other newer vehicles have these quick connect type fittings, and they're nice for assembly and everything, but I found that they also are prone to coming apart, usually at an inopportune time. And last winter that actually happened to me. I was making a delivery somewhere, and all of a sudden I started losing power, and when I pulled over, I noticed a lot of transmission fluid coming out of the line that had come off, and of course that had coated the underside of my truck and made a big mess. So fortunately no damage happened to my transmission, but of course I was stuck and I had to have someone come out and bring me fluid to fill the transmission back up so I can get going. So anyhow, let me show you what I did to eliminate the weak link of my transmission cooler lines. Okay, so this is the original style. These are a quick connect fitting. These are some old lines that I had for demonstration purpose. I actually have made the modification to the truck already, but I'm going to show you on the bench how to do it just as easily. Okay, under the truck here you can see the modification that was made. I've used a couple of JIC type fittings with push lock connectors and high temperature transmission hose, all made by Parker. These won't come apart at all. All it really involves doing is removing your original lines, getting a tubing cutter on there, cutting the ends off, putting the tube and nut in place, flaring, and then you're pretty much done. So let me take you over to the workbench and I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so the parts we're going to use to make these lines are some high temperature fluid hose, a push lock straight fitting number 8, a union number 8, a number 8 tube nut, and a number 8 tube sleeve. And number 8 is basically the size that translates into 1/2 inch or 8/16. So the original push lock hoses, the original quick connect hoses that are on the truck from the factory, they usually run probably between $26 and $30 a piece. Right here we've got about $10 worth of fittings and I don't know, maybe another $8 worth of hose. And like I said, these will be much stronger and pretty much guaranteed not to blow off. So let me get you set up and show you how we're going to change the end of the line. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to need to remove our original line here. So special tool, so you push the line into it until you feel it disengage the snap ring, and then just walk that off. Next, some steel wool, or if you have Scotch-Brite or whatever. So I'll clean the end of this line up a little bit. Okay, next we're going to take our pipe cutter and we're going to be removing this right behind here. So there's a groove in the pipe cutter. Now I did mine on my truck. It was a little tight. You could do this on, you can remove the lines and do it on the bench if you prefer. Might be a little easier. Well, that's in Never Never Land now, so discard that piece. Then you want to take this part of your pipe cutter and just deburr the inner edge of this. Make sure you get every little bit of swarf out of there that you don't want going into your transmission. Next, we'll take your tube nut, slide that on, and then the tube sleeve, slide that on. And then we're going to flare this. Now, since we have the sleeve on here, this only has to be a single flare. Generally, I'd say probably between 1/16 and 1/8 you want sticking out over here. And tighten these up. Okay, then this is just a flaring tool that I got at Home Depot. You don't need anything fancy here. And like I said, this is steel tube, so it cuts easy and flares easy. Okay. Move your tool. And then the sleeve just backs up against the back side of the flare. You take your union. Leave that loose for now, and that's done. Now I'm going to show you how I assemble the line. Okay, so now we're going to assemble our push lock hose. You take your hose, put your fitting in a vise. You can lubricate this with motor oil, transmission fluid, or I like using WD-40. Basically just take your hose and push it in place until the yellow plastic sleeve over here is not spinning anymore. And this stuff does not come off. Take your line, normally what I do is I tighten this one first, and then I tighten this one, and you're done. The other end of this connects obviously to your cooler. I leave it to this length, fit it into the truck, and then trim it off as I need. That's it. Okay, so that's a nice, easy project you can do on a Saturday morning. The parts cost about $30, give or take a couple bucks. Like I said, what I showed you was about $10 worth of fittings and about like $7 or $8 worth of hose. I got 3 feet of hose, and like I said, I just doubled up the nuts, the sleeves, the unions, and the fittings. If you want, you can use a 90 on the end. I found that hose seems to be pretty strong and doesn't kink when you bend it, so I went for the straight fitting. So anyhow, as always, thanks for watching Bronco Carl 92, and we'll catch you again soon. Take care.